Surely, when hearing about a drill, everyone thinks of the profession it belongs to. But why is it associated with a phone? Let me share the story of a carpenter from a rural area in central Vietnam. I was born in a poor countryside in the mountainous district of Nghe An Province. I grew up in a family with a tradition of carpentry, so I was exposed to woodworking machines and tools from a very early age. I learned to be a carpenter from my great teacher, my father. By the time I reached 9th grade, I was already a skilled carpenter. My life revolved around the small village of Con Moc. My family belonged to the Con Moc parish of the Hội Yên parish. I was educated in a faith-filled environment at the parish and in my family, through catechism classes at church and family prayers. I dreamed of becoming a good carpenter like my father, so I never considered a religious vocation, even though there were members of my family who became priests. However, my parents once encouraged me to study hard to eventually become a priest. I completed high school and then moved on to college. On the first day of June 2013, after finishing my second year of college, I suddenly asked my parents for permission to quit school and work as a carpenter in Laos. At that time, there was a woodworking company in Laos. Some people from my hometown had gone to work there. My parents agreed to let me go there to work as a carpenter. On June 20th, 2013, I held my passport and set off abroad to Laos. I arrived in this foreign country at 5:30 p.m. on June 20th, 2013. My uncle took me to Vang Vieng, about a 30-minute drive from the capital Vientiane, where I began working at a woodworking company owned by a Chinese boss. After working there for more than a month and finding the salary quite decent, I called home and asked my father to come work with me. My father joined me, and we worked there for 3 months. In late September 2013, while working, I was accidentally stabbed in the wrist by a drill bit, nearly severing a tendon. Blood gushed everywhere. I was in immense pain. I had to ask for a leave to recover, and unexpectedly, that dreadful drill bit marked a turning point in my life. During my recovery, I asked my father for permission to buy a Nokia Lumia 520 phone for $200. I used this phone to communicate, read, listen, and watch many things online, especially the Bible and Catholic music. I don't know what motivated me to persistently and eagerly read the Bible like that. For the first time in my life, I continuously read God's Word. It was from that point that I felt the strong urges and calls from God. After over a month of deeply reading the Bible, I felt the calling growing stronger. I kept asking myself why God was urging me. Fuck, you need to do something else, not just carpentry here. I then asked my father if I could return to Vietnam to explore my vocation. At that time, my father couldn't believe my request. He just laughed, as I had never suggested such a thing before. That evening, I told my father, "I'm serious. Please agree to let me go." He accepted my decision, allowing me to return home and begin my journey in search of a new path according to the call in my heart. On November 5th, 2013, I headed south. God had sent me information about the Congregation of the Passion of Jesus. After passing the interview with the formation priests of the order, I asked to return home to complete my college program. On August 18th, 2014, I officially began living in community life with the Congregation of the Passion. When reflecting and contemplating the Passion of Jesus, I saw that he also suffered from piercing nails, just like the drill bit pierced my hand. I realized that it was a mark through which God guided me to his passion within this order. That drill bit helped me awaken and allowed me to live the mystery of the Passion. Now, I have been living the mystery of the Passion spirituality for over 9 years. Every time I look at the cross where Jesus is hung, I see that drill bit and that piece of wood. Many times, I say to God, "Thank you for using the pain and coldness of that iron drill bit to call me." I realized that my pain is very small compared to what Jesus suffered back then. What matters is that drill bit pierced through my fog, creating an opening for God's light to shine into my soul, guiding me to walk with Him as a companion. Additionally, the phone served as a bridge from God to me, leading me into His words and capturing me with His word. Thanks to the phone, I heard His voice in many melodies in a foreign land. From there, God guided me back home. God remains present and accompanies me in every event of my life. He used two different tools to awaken me and help me realize my calling and future direction. I can only thank God for being with me, and I will continue to live this mystery of the Passion throughout my life. May the Passion of Jesus always dwell in the hearts of each of us.